prior to the column that you guys mentioned, I did write one about the best way to fix HockeyNet in Canada would be to give us more Kevin Bieksa, because I think he has the potential to be
Yes.
a star. But the
Yeah.
larger point is exactly what you just mentioned, Clarky, because
Yeah.
every intermission started from, it would be like Ron McLean had to go to Kelly Rudy, had to go to
Hmm. Hmm.
Jennifer Botterill. They had to go to then to Bieksa. Then they
Yeah.
had to go down to Elliott and David Amber, and if they had somebody else, then
Right.
they just go like through the line. Like it'd be
Yeah.
like, I mean, it was just way too many voices, and it was
Yeah.
almost it became scripted. I think
Correct.
properly produced, and I don't mean this as a shot at Spearsy because he's one of the best, as you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I would suggest to you that the guy who's really producing the show is also the host.
Yep. No
Ron
doubt.
has a lot of say in the way things are
100%.
presented on air. But yeah, I think if you had more Kevin Bieksa, you
Yeah.
sort of developed him as a star. I think he has the potential to be that. Then all of a sudden you're injecting some personality. Like Paul Bissonnette isn't for everybody, but man, he's entertaining. He's
Yeah.
incredibly entertaining and he's
Yeah.
outspoken. I wish he kind of hadn't have played that whole "I'm a Leaf fan" thing because I think that took away some of his credibility. But the dude has a
I loved it.
yeah, no, it's fun, right?
Well,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
Still
I
entertainment.
don't.
It is. It's
It is.
entertaining. It's a stick.
It is, and I think I don't have a problem with it so long as you don't let it actually taint the way you observe the game.
Fair.
And to the large majority, like I don't care about him wearing on his sleeve that he's Leaf fan as long as his analysis is fair and unbiased, which generally I think it is. He's fair with it. I mean, like go back in time, like Grapes, like Don Cherry, who's a key part of this conversation
Yeah,
and
I
the
wanna get
history of
into
the
that.
program, whether you like him or don't.
They have never replaced him.
He was always very, out there and abrasive almost at times that he was a huge Bruins fan. He wanted the Bruins to win, but he was very, he was critical of them when he needed to be, and he was generally fair with it. And that's another thing too, where I think Bieksa, when I read your piece, Rob, which is available online, by the way, go check it out on the Toronto Sun. It's a great piece. Bieksa factors in heavily into that conversation of where is the Don Cherry replacement, the guy who had a little bit of fire in his words and could bring a little bit of heat, which he does, but we don't get enough of it, like you said, because of all the cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he would be pretty. He seems to me to be quite a bright guy and properly produced and nurtured. He could be a star. And I think he's bright enough to do it. It's just a matter of letting him, giving him the forum to do it. Honestly, I don't even know who would watch intermissions anymore. I mean, if you're a hardcore hockey fan, you might want to catch the second I'm talking about the regular season. You'd want to catch the second intermission because Elliot Friedman always has good news.
He's awesome.
And he's on point with all that. He's probably I'd say he is the best, certainly one of the best, if not the best insider in the sport right now.
Yeah.
But that first intermission, it's unwatchable. And when poor old Ron gets lost in his puns and the inside jokes, like that's the stuff that drives me crazy. When they're all laughing at Ron's jokes because they're the only ones that know the punchline. It's a little bit much for 2 million viewers across the country.
And they've gone from having the star of all stars at the time when he was the king, Don Cherry, and you were at a game and like the media would be huddled around the TV watching the intermissions. It's gone from that, a one-on-one, 2 guys, to like 8 guys, and they've never replaced Don. I think at one point they thought maybe Brian Burke was the guy. He wasn't the guy. Bieksa, is he the guy? He's not the guy, but he's good in his role.
Right.
They've never really replaced the Don and Ron show, and that's that intermission where people, even if the game was crap, people wanted to watch them. So it's tough.
It was appointment viewing, literally appointment viewing. Now
Absolutely.